We just get hundreds, thousands of young female basketball players turn up. So these are their role models. These are who they want to become.
For your daughters, you want them to think that they can do anything and have the opportunity to do anything.
It's just giving girls the opportunity to dream.
Those championships is what you play for.
See how much this means to every person that's out there or on the bench as a team player.
You just go in and battle with one another, and it's so enjoyable to work so hard to come out with that championship. There's no better feeling.
Emotional scenes.
You know, I'm going to do whatever I can to try and get another one.
The best team of the year, the deepest roster in the WNBL. If you thought last season of the WNBL was enthralling, just you wait for what's in store this season. More regular season games, Aussie stars flocking back to the competition, and overseas stars coming to the competition for the first time. And then there's Susie Batkovic, who will be playing her 17th and final WNBL season. It's the 2018 and 19 Chemist Warehouse WNBL season, and 8 clubs have one goal. Hello and welcome to the Bennat Basketball Centre in Perth for the second of 84 WNBL games. The Perth Lynx and the Adelaide Lightning going head-to-head this afternoon. Ben Waterworth alongside probably the most excited person in Perth at the moment, WNBL life member, 3-time premiership player, Carly Wilson. How good is it to be back, Carly?
So good, and I am excited. You know, it's been a really, really long off-season. I'm just itching to get it underway. The talent we have in the WNBL this year is phenomenal. Let's get started.
Absolutely. Before we do get started, I think it is appropriate we do have a look back at what happened last month for our national team, the Opals, and what a wonderful opportunity it was to go to the FIBA World Cup and walk away with a silver medal.
Yeah, fantastic achievement from the Opals. And let's not forget, there were some pretty significant injuries that happened at the very last minute, which really changed our lineup. But you know, that along with that comes some opportunities for some other players to represent their country on the world stage.
Is there a sense, Carly, that the Aussies are back where they belong in terms of the world rankings?
Absolutely. You know, we've probably underachieved a little bit in the last couple of tournaments off the podium. It is fantastic to see us back on the podium where we belong in that silver medal position.
Well, we're going to see a couple of players who were in that Australian team lining up this afternoon. We'll have a look at the Perth Lynx to start off with, and they came so close yet so far, knocked out last year in that semi-final stage. A very different starting lineup though.
Very different starting lineup, and pretty strong Sydney Uni flavour. You know, 2 of their biggest stars for Sydney Uni the last couple of years in Asia Taylor and Katie Ebzery have made the big move out west. So Perth will be expecting some big things from those 2 players.
You mentioned Katie Ray Ebzery just then, Carly Wilson. She was a star for the Australian Opals. She was excellent for the Sydney Uni Flames, but she has moved across to the Perth Lynx. She explained why to you a little bit earlier on in this team talk, all thanks to Chemist Warehouse.
Well, Katie, congratulations on your recent silver medal at the World Cup. You played a really significant role as our starting point guard. How'd you find the whole experience?
Yeah, it was obviously amazing. It was a great group of girls, and to come away with that silver was really special. So haven't had much time to sort of think about it in hindsight yet, but no, an amazing experience, and one I won't forget.
And it must have been an experience to play against Spain, the home country, in that semi-final. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I mean, I have been talking about that with a few people, and it's definitely something that's going to be very memorable. That crowd was deafening. I think my ears were ringing for a couple of days afterwards. So, but to get a win on their home floor was remarkable, and a testament to the bunch of girls that we had and the coaching staff. So, yeah, definitely one I won't forget.
And now if we take it to the WNBL, big move for you in the off-season all the way out west. Did you find it difficult to leave Sydney?
I mean, yeah, it was always going to be difficult, but I think I was just at a point in my career where I needed a bit of a freshen up and a change. So, yeah, the opportunity came in Perth, and I jumped at it.
Yeah, so how are you finding it now that you're here? A bit better weather than Sydney?
I mean, not at the moment, but no, everyone keeps talking about the summer, and I'm sure that will be amazing. But yeah, the group of girls have been awesome, and it's been really easy to sort of gel into the group. And I've only been here a week, but yeah, definitely looking forward to a few more.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you that. It must be difficult having missed the whole pre-season because of your Australian Opals duties. So has that been difficult?
Yeah, it has. But as I said, the group's been great, and they've been helping me through everything and getting to know the offences and the defences as well. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind since we got back in the country, but looking forward to getting this game one started.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck today. Big round, game one.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Going to be a very important player for the Perth Lynx all season, Katie Ray Ebzery, no doubt about that. We turn our attention now to the Adelaide Lightning, and Carly, like the Lynx, a very different looking roster for them this season, and they're very strong in that backcourt.
Yeah, they certainly are. And, you know, it's been a while since we've seen Adelaide feature in the postseason. It's been 5 years since they've made the finals. That's going to be a focus for them this year, obviously. But, you know, the big question for me is, what are we going to get from their big imports? We know what we're going to get from Clydesdale. We know what we're going to get from Seacamp and Blitzarves. But what are those big players going to bring?
Benita Davidson will be certainly very important for the Adelaide Lightning. We talked about the backcourt. Nicole Seacamp, very important, along with Amy Clydesdale. So will their big-name recruit, Stephanie Blitzarves. She played all her junior basketball career with the Dandenong Rangers, but as she explains to us right now, she needed a change.
Are you ready for it?
So definitely it's a change of pace for me. I've been at Dandenong for a long time, and sometimes if you're in a lot at the same place for a long time, you kind of get stuck in a rut, and I feel like that was kind of what I was feeling. So Adelaide's a great opportunity for me. I love playing for Chris, and the opportunity arose, and so I decided to take it. I am actually looking forward to it. It's going to be a change for me. I mean, I'm based here, my family's here, my husband's here, we live here. But I think this change of pace is really going to be good for me, and it's something different, and I'm ready for something different. I did move away for a couple of seasons to go play up in Townsville while Chris and I were together. So we weren't married yet, but we were together, and it's going to be the same sort of thing. We have lots of games in Melbourne. It's not going to be that much of an issue. I know he'll miss me and I'll miss him, but I think the longest time that we don't play in Melbourne is 3 weeks.
What's it going to be like playing against Sarah Blitzarves this year rather than on the same side as her?
It's going to be different. It's going to be a challenge, I'm sure, because definitely at training we guard each other. So we go at each other, and it's always really competitive but always really fun at the same time. So it's going to be, I'm sure there'll be jokes thrown around when we're playing each other on the court, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
What are you expecting? Are you expecting some little cheeky digs or sledges from Sarah?
Probably, and I think they'll go both ways, but it's all done in jest, it's all fun, so I'm really excited.
You can give her as good as what she can give back.
Pretty much. It's going to be a very competitive season. All the teams have recruited really well, so I think that hunger from just missing out this year, Adelaide, they were right there. Very, very strong team, and hopefully I can bring something to it.
Well, Sarah Blitzarves, in fact, Stephanie Blitzarves will play a big role for the Adelaide Lightning this afternoon. We have a look at the Perth Lynx starting five. It's a pretty good starting five, Carly Wilson, when you can add in the likes of Katie Ray Ebzery, I should say, and Asia Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Asia Taylor's been in the All-Star 5 the last 2 seasons. Katie Ray Ebzery has led Sydney right from the front. That's 2 huge pickups for Perth. And, you know, Perth has been successful in the regular season for the last few years. They've done very, very well, but that postseason hasn't been successful for them. They're going to be looking to change that this year.
Alison Tragmeyer will be very important off the bench for the Lynx as we have a look at the Lightning starting lineups as well. We talked about Steph Blitzarves a little bit beforehand. She'll start, but Nicole Seacamp has had an outstanding past 12 months.
What a 12 months for her, and she's now a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, having represented Australia with the Opals at that tournament. And here we see her starting in the forward spot. Also Nia Coffey. She's the one that I'm really interested in today to see how she does, what she brings to this game.
Well, you mentioned just beforehand, Carly, about the tools for Adelaide and how important they are, because this season they don't have Abby Bishop. She's gone to Hungary. Laura Hodges obviously isn't out there, and Ruth Hamlin, the Canadian, hasn't returned as well. So it's important that the likes of Davidson and Coffey, those two imports, do stand up for them.
Yeah, you're right. When you have those sort of big players missing, that's a big hole in terms of rebounds that they need to fill. Those players are going to have to really step up this season.
What about the move for Katie Ray Ebzery in particular? You spent a little bit of time in Perth yourself during your esteemed playing career. What is it like travelling to and from across the country as a Perth Lynx player?
Yeah, it is difficult, and you get used to it as the season goes on. Those long flights just become part of what you normally do. But I have to admit, it takes its toll. So when you think about the end of the season and then going into finals, you know, that sort of thing really does take a toll on your body. So it's something that if the Lynx can get on the top of the ladder by the end of the regular season, then that means they have those home games as finals, and it can make a huge difference.
The finals lineup will be looking pretty different this year. Our ref this afternoon, Steve DeConza, crew chief. You'll be hearing him mic'd up on the WNBL broadcast. The Adelaide Lightning, mentioned beforehand, they finished 5th. So close yet so far. Chris Lucas again taking them under his wing. But you have a look at that front, or that backcourt there with Seacamp and Blitzarves. And Colleen Planetta's also been very important for the Adelaide Lightning over the past couple of years. They'll be wanting a big season this year.
Yeah, Planetta's always really impressive, and she's someone that sometimes slips under the radar, but I'm expecting big things from her this season. She's got such a fantastic shot, so let's see if she can bring that tonight. So
this is the second game of round one. Last night we did have one game. It was the Capitals, the Carly Wilson Capitals, defeating the Sydney Uni Flames. How about this, a 19-point victory on Friday night, Carly?
What a huge win for the Caps. You know, we've had a long pre-season, but, you know, and as always, I feel when the season's about to start, I want pre-season to be longer. I'm always like, we're not ready, but, you know, from the looks of that, unfortunately, I wasn't there, but by the looks of that, the pre-season was just long enough and we were ready to go.
Of course, you're an assistant coach there at the Canberra Capitals, the UC Capitals. Andy Stewart on screen, coach of the Perth Lynx. Quite a remarkable story. Andy Stewart, two-time WNBL Coach of the Year, re-signed for another 2 years earlier this year, and is set to become the longest-serving coach in Lynx history. And wonderful to see this man, Chris Lucas, up and about and coaching the Adelaide Lightning. Had a cancer scare almost exactly 12 months ago, and he's leading the Adelaide Lightning today. So the 2018-19 Chemist Warehouse WNBL broadcast is underway, and it will be a Lynx ball to start up with. And everyone is on their feet in the Bendat Basketball Centre. The band's playing as this club, desperate to try and atone for a straight sets exit from last season's final series. Here's Ebzery. Couldn't quite nail that first attempt, in the Adelaide Lightning with their first possession of the afternoon. Here's Steph Blitzarves. Nicholson. Seacamp tucked in the corner. Planetta underneath the basket for the opening points of the afternoon.
You notice that Perth are still up on their feet now. So what Perth tend to do is that the crowd stays on their feet, clapping, making a lot of noise until Perth hit their first point. So hopefully it encourages them to get off to a good start here.
I was hoping Kayla Steindl on that occasion would put it up, but she might have an opportunity to go to the free throw line for the Lynx's first points. Of course, was Kayla Standish this time last year, Carly Wilson, but got hitched over the off-season and is now Kayla Steindl. And her husband, Clint, also plays for the Perth Wildcats.
She's a veteran of this league. She's been around a long time, and you just know you're always going to get a really solid performance from her, scoring-wise, but also pulling in some rebounds.
So they're on the board, the Lynx. 1 from 2 for Kayla Steindl. Now we will see the backcourt go to work for the Lightning. Seacamp and Blitzarves combining early. Blitzarves, a prolific scorer in 2017-18. Planetta with 5 to shoot. An aggressive defensive play there from
Just a little bit slow there. Ebzery could have got the steal, but was just that little bit behind. So unfortunately, you can't make that sort of contact and get away from it, certainly this early in the game.
Spent 7 of the past 8 WNBL seasons with the Sydney Uni Flames, so it is a big move for her. Seacamp off the catch and shoot. And off Coffey hands. Well, not off Coffey hands. Tony Farnworth certainly not happy with that call.
Let's take a look at the replay. It's a tough one.
So 10 seconds for the Lightning. Blitzar's hoping to find Planeta off the screen. Coffey with 3 to shoot. Ball's well short as well, and first rebound for Asia Taylor. Combining with fellow former Flame in Katie Ray Ebzery. Bendat Basketball Centre pumping as Ebzery drives hard. Draws the foul and will go to the line.
She did really well here to draw the contact, but then stay composed once she got that big body hit. Able to follow through, nearly got the 3-point play.
So as the crowd hushes, Ebzery, with 250 WNBL games of experience, heads to the line. In the top 10 for points per game last season, but the #1 assist player in the WNBL last year. That's going to be super important for the Lynx, their ability to find and link up with teammates. Some hustle D here from the Lynx, almost forces the turnover. Ebzery right at the forefront.
It's a big defensive play there from the Perth Lynx, putting on that full court press, getting 2 traps done in that one little piece of play, causing the 8-second violation.
Yeah, so weren't able to get out of their defensive half quick enough, and it gives the Lynx a full 24 seconds in their front court. Here's McPhee. What a move, Britt McPhee!
Fantastic finish there over some pretty tough D.
The American with their first points for the Lynx, and an impressive way to make a statement. Planeta, though, at the other end with a quick reply. Ebzery again driving the offense with Farnworth. McPhee and Coffey, the 2 Americans. Ebzery very busy early. Hoping for Steindl. Off the fadeaway. Good attempt, but Coffey there with the athletic rebound. Blitzarves. Fast break. Nicholson. Too easy. Well played.
2 pretty effective fast breaks in a row there for Adelaide. Perth really need to make sure they work on their defensive transition and get back quickly.
Slight advantage for the Lightning early. McPhee loses the ball. And again, they were hoping for another fast break play. Nicholson pulls up off the backboard. Thank you very much.
It's funny because, you know, we see such aggression in that full court D, and yet then they had numbers back. You see Perth had more numbers back than Adelaide, and yet Adelaide is still able to convert. They need to transfer that pressure and make sure it's still happening in the quarter court D.
So huge start here for the Lightning. Again, off the screen, Planeta wide open for 3. Can't make the Lynx play, but the Lightning will maintain possession. So our first substitution of the afternoon. Alison Schragmeyer coming on for the co-captain, Tony Farnworth. It's a wonderful story, Alison Schragmeyer, to be out there. We'll touch on her right throughout the afternoon. In the meantime, the Lightning have 14 seconds. Nicholson, Coffey on Taylor. Great drive, and draws the foul.
Taylor wasn't happy about it, but unfortunately she just didn't quite get the right spacing on that drive. So you see here, she gets just past her. At that point, as soon as you make physical contact, the ref's going to call the foul.
And an aggressive drive from Coffey as well. Nia Coffey from St. Paul in Minnesota was picked 5 in the 2017 WNBA draft and already has 55 WNBA games to her name through the San Antonio Stars and the Las Vegas Aces. So a very handy acquisition for the Lightning, particularly someone at 185 centimetres. Here's Schragmeyer, Steindl, Ebzery, right across to McPhee, off the catch and shoots. Foul called off the rebound as well. Colleen Planetta not too pleased with the call.
We're seeing Asia Taylor work really hard inside the key to try to get position, but right now we're not seeing Perth give her the ball. So there's not much damage she can do without the ball in her hands. So I'd like to see them go to her a little bit more.
Steindl with 2 on her, off hands, and a Lynx ball. So 11 seconds remaining. In fact, the Lightning ball, they change of mind at the end. So Nicole Seekamp, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, had a wonderful past 12 months. Coffey from the free throw line. Wonderful jump shot. Making a statement early is Nia Coffey, 6 points for her, game high. And suddenly a 7-point advantage for the Lightning. McPhee with another great drive and another great finish. Again, they're working hard on Seekamp defensively. The Lynx not trying to give her any space so she can go to work.
We see Seekamp also playing the point guard role, which isn't really her natural role. So you can see why Perth would be trying to pressure her and try to really take her out of her comfort zone.
Nicole Seekamp. Another season with the Adelaide Lightning, been there for the past couple of years. And a wonderful WNBL season, got her caught up to the Opals. Coffey again with the hot hand, almost in, just out though. And Schwagmeyer takes it away. Takes on 2. Steindl is wide open for 3. Boom!
She doesn't miss many of those.
Got a wonderful jump shot for 187-centimetre athlete, Kayla Steindl. And Coffey again causing some headaches, but good defence from the Lynx. Farmworth for Schwagmeyer. Guarded by Blitzarves. Doesn't matter. Wonderful turnaround jumper. So the Lynx have drawn scores level after being down by 7. And the Lightning now on the back foot. Pass came inside from Davidson. Coffey just fumbled at the wrong time, and the Lynx on fire at the other end. Steindl. Pass just a little too deep for her in the end. 2 points goes begging.
And that was unlucky. There was a really strong defensive effort there from Perth, trapping that on-ball screen and causing the turnover. Would have been fantastic if they had been able to convert at the other end and really got their crowd going. Just
that pass from Schwagmeyer, just a little too deep. So first time out of the afternoon is called. And here's WNBL Coach of the Year ×2, Andy Stewart for the Perth Lynx.
Huh? Get off your player and play help. Yep. We go back into snap. All right. You're wheeling. Yep. You're after you've finished up here. Okay. You're trying to get the ball at that post position. We got that.
Yes.
We're not running swing. Huh? You got to go a lot further down. Huh? We're sitting here. It means that 2 of them are playing us there. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to get some space down here. Get a post up down here off that dive. Got me? Okay. Hey, we are Reading wings, but what are they doing? They're just slipping now. So unless you hear it, unless there's a screen, you stay with that girl and you go with the slip. But you're still here. You still get across and help. Okay?
So Andy Stewart addressing his troops, putting the heat there on Asia Taylor as well, who's had a tough start to this game. We saw her also have a quiet finals campaign last year for the Sydney Uni Flames. Just wasn't able to get going in that semi-final series against the Townsville Fire. So she'll want a big start to her 2018-19 campaign, Carly.
Yeah, she certainly will. And we know she can score. She averaged 18 points last season, and Perth would have recruited her for that scoring power. So, I think Andy Stewart's saying, we need something from you here. Post up, go to work in there, and let's get some points on the board.
She's coming off 4 seasons on the WNBA as well. Asia Taylor with the Connecticut Sun and Washington Mystics. Schwagmeyer just loses her footing there.
Here we go.
It's a hot start to this game. Crowd certainly right involved. Entertaining game to watch today. Blitzards. Foul called on the defence of the Lynx.
And that can happen sometimes. You heard in the timeout Andy Stewart say we're reading the on-ball screens, which from what we can see means trapping the on-ball screen. So really aggressive, assertive defence on-ball screens, but that often lends itself to some fouls sometimes, which we just saw in that play.
Davidson feeding back to Blitzards. Pulls up from a very tough position. Coffey over the back, loses control, and it will be a Perth ball. Tony, I was going to say, Carly, Tony Farnworth on screen. She's a veteran of this league and a veteran of this team now.
Yeah, she certainly is, but I'm still getting used to the last name change. You know, it's difficult when they change their name. But yeah, she's been around a long time. She's played for New Zealand in the national team. She's a fantastic player. And she's on cue, hoping to put up the three, but again, great jump from Coffey. Excellent first quarter from her. Here's Clydesdale, her first look at the basketball. Had the chance to go for three, blocks. A hand came in there from Maddie Allen. Still a lightning ball, but nice little confidence booster there for Maddie Allen. You can see that Adelaide are really starting to feel Perth's pressure. They've really stifled their offence and they're having to go one out and someone's just having to create something out of nothing. They need to get right back into executing, try to get someone a good open look. Davidson, great spin, and the finger roll just rimmed out, but a nice move. Seacamp tried to steal, but to no avail. Perth Lynx, one of the most entertaining teams to watch last year. #1 for points scored. They were one of the most entertaining teams. Andy Stewart said during the off-season, though, that he reckons his side has also improved defensively and got quicker. So that's a bit of a warning of the competition. Here's Taylor. How about that spin and move? You know, she is so fast for a four-man and she's strong, so she can create off the dribble. And we don't see that a lot in the four-man in this league. A glimpse of what Asia Taylor is capable of early in his Chemist Warehouse WNBL season. Seacamp again ran into Maddie Allen and another block from Allen. How about her start to this defensively? You played alongside Maddie Allen, didn't you, Carly? Yeah, I did, and this is something that she does very well. She is a great defender and she just uses her length. You'll see here she stays quite straight. As soon as you leave your cylinder, that can be called a foul, but she stays in her cylinder and gets a hand to the shot. A rare open shot there for Steph Blitzards, who gets her first points for the Lightning. In new colours. Taylor pulls up. Oh. In and out. But Farnworth there for the O-board. Schwagmeyer sees the opening and makes the most of it. Wow, that's been two really strong finishes from her. She's been aggressive. You know, this is her first WNBL season and she is not taking a backward step here. Clydesdale at the other end with the quick response. The catch and shoot with the three. Amy Clydesdale, former Dandenong Ranger, joined by another Ranger, Blitzards this season. Schwagmeyer loses control and then wins it back off Seacamp and pulls up for three. What a play! And she says, come with me, Lynx crowd. Alison Schwagmeyer off the bench making an impact. Davidson had the chance for three, went for two attempt, and Taylor brings it down. At the other end, big drive, foul call on the Lightning. Aggressive drive from Asia Taylor, the American from Ohio in the USA. Two awesome WNBL campaigns for the Sydney Uni Flames, making the All-Star 5 on both occasions. And a big part of that 2016-17 Sydney Uni Flames premiership. She is so aggressive, and as we spoke about before, she's quick, she's got a very fast first step, so she's able to create off the dribble, but sometimes it can lead to her getting offensive foul calls. That was actually a lucky one there. The defense was outside of the charge circle. It could have gone either way, but a nice strong finish from her. She sees her get to the foul line for two.
So last season she went at 78% from the free throw line, Asia Taylor. Averaging 16 points in 2016-17 and 19 points in 2017-18. As the crowd hushes for her second free throw and gives the Lynx a 4-point lead in the stroke of quarter time. Nicholson for Seacamp. Hoping to get something going off the screen. In the corner, Nicholson. Foul on Taylor after she put up the shot, so, well, as she was putting up the shot, so some opportunities here for Lauren Nicholson to make Taylor pay.
Asia will be kicking herself. It's a sin.
It's a coach killer.
Yeah, it is, to foul a jump shooter, and especially on a three-point play, and they get to walk to the free throw line, test the air, take their time, and put 3 points on the board. You'll see here she closed out hard, trying to put her off, just clipped her on the hand. That's all it takes. You know, the shooter is always protected by the referee, especially on the three-point line. Let's see if she can make all three.
Asia Taylor takes a seat for the time being. Nicholson 2 for 2 so far, went at 89% from the free throw line last year, so if you were going to foul someone, it shouldn't be Lauren Nicholson, because she does make the Lynx pay with 3 free throws. Farmworth for Maddie Allen, who's had a great start defensively. Here's Collins off the bench for the first time. Gets it back from Farmworth. Steindl spins, hoping for McPhee with 3 to shoot. Farnworth puts it up, but well off target. And the Lightning will have another offensive chance just before quarter time. Chris Lucas on screen, his 3rd straight season with the Lightning. Townsville Fire premiership coach earlier this decade, Chris Lucas.
Yeah, he had a lot of success up in Townsville, but it's great to see him back in Adelaide. He's an Adelaide boy. You know, he's done a lot for this club, and it'd be great to see them make the finals this year for him.
7 to shoot from the corner. And there's a little hand again, I think, came in from Allen, blocking the shot. So her wonderful quarter continues. And there's very little difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So the Lynx will run this right down to the quarter time buzzer. McPhee, screen from Maddie Allen, spins, unrealistic shot in the end. Davidson with a couple of shoot. Steindl runs out of time, and the first quarter of this game is done and dusted. The Perth Lynx and the Adelaide Lightning in an entertaining contest, and it's Perth leading by 1 point at quarter time in the Chemist Warehouse WNBL. Great afternoon at the Bendat Basketball Centre. Perth Lynx fans very happy indeed. They're side up by 1 point over the Adelaide Lightning. The second game in round 1 of the Chemist Warehouse WNBL. Our streaming game this week, we'll see the Melbourne Boomers taking on the Bendigo Spirit at 7:35 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time as well. The Boomers runners-up last year, and the Bendigo Spirit hoping for a big season themselves as well under Simon Pritchard. Second quarter underway. The Lynx by 1. The Adelaide Lightning at one stage led by 7 in that first quarter. That pressure from the Lynx certainly came to the fore. Nicholson hoping off the glass, but an offensive foul called. And it'll be a Lynx ball.
It was a pretty even first quarter when we look at the stats. With 3 turnovers each team, 2 steals each team. The rebounding count was really, really similar. The big thing that's standing out to me is the shooting percentage right now. Perth Lynx are shooting at 44%. Adelaide Lightning, and this is due to the pressure that Perth are putting them under, are shooting at 38%.
Tony Farmworth on screen, the Kiwi, 7th season with the Perth Lynx. And during the off-season, won a gold medal actually with New Zealand in the FIBA 3x3 Asia Cup campaign. Kiwis actually remain undefeated during that. Also won the bronze at the Commonwealth Games for New Zealand, Tony Farnworth. Schwagmeyer again working hard and driving aggressively. Maddie Allen to McPhee for 3. Strong from Nicholson. And Seacamp one-on-one here with Farnworth, and what a lovely finish off the reverse.
Fantastic finish.
All class, Nicole Seacamp gives the Lightning back the lead. Schwagmeyer again. McPhee again for 3. This time she nails.
You can tell that she believes that she is a shooter, just the fact that she took that shot. Then she's missed her last couple. They rimmed out. Actually looked a bit shaky, but right then, no hesitation. She's taken it and she's knocked it down.
She's going to be a handy acquisition, Brittany McPhee, for the Perth Lynx. They are a high-scoring, high-octane WNBL side. There is Brittany McPhee. She was actually the last player to join the Lynx roster for this season. Of course, they're without Sammy Whitcomb this year at the Perth Lynx. She's honouring a contract in Europe this season. She had a get-out clause in her contract, saying if she got a guaranteed European season that the Lynx would let her go. So lots of pressure on McPhee as Coffey again drives hard and will go to the line.
Number 12, pushing foul.
She's undersized, Coffey. You know, she doesn't look very big out there. And right now, when you look across the court, it's not a tall lineup from either team. So even with that, she's undersized, but she's still getting it done in the key. You know, I think it's her strength and it's her aggression, really. She's able to get those shots off, even though she is a bit shorter.
So misses on the attempt. Taylor tries to keep it alive, but off her hands. Well played by Davidson. I mentioned the height of Coffey. Her and Asia Taylor are the same height at 185 centimetres. The athleticism really standing out from Nia Coffey early. 11 to shoot. Coffey, very high elevation and nothing but net. Game high 9 points for Nia Coffey, and the Lightning back in front. Lead changing hands numerous times early in this game. Steindl, lovely spin and gets it to go.
Great poise in there. She took her time. She didn't get stressed by the double team. Held her cool and was able to get the finish.
We saw her shoot a 3 earlier, Kayla Steindl. Just as good underneath the ring there. Clydesdale driving hard and a blocking foul called on Kayla Steindl.
It's a good offensive play here by Clydesdale. Perth, as they have been all game, really aggressive on the on-ball screen, went hard out in the trap, but she didn't panic. She kept her dribble alive and was able to dribble out of the pressure and still get to the rim.
Just outside the no-charge zone was Kayla Steindl on that occasion. And Clydesdale winning the ball back. Colleen Planetta back on the court for the Adelaide Lightning. With the ball now. Back to Clydesdale. Coffey. Seacamp. Planetta wide open. Seacamp went herself from the left hand. Finish was excellent. A couple of lovely layups from Nicole Seacamp. Takes her tally to 4 points. And the Lightning back in front. Farnworth. Turnaround. And Coffey. High elevation off the defensive glass. How impressive has she been in this first half?
So impressive and so athletic. She is getting off the floor, some really big height on those jumps.
Showing why she was taken so early in the WNBA draft a couple of years ago. Planetta from the corner. Hard shot, especially with Maddie Allen in her face. Here's Ebzery back in the game. Falling short. Almost halfway through this second quarter, as Nicholson wide open for 3.
It's a fantastic shot and great vision from Seacamp. You saw a lot of the players over one side of the floor. She was able to see the player wide open on the other side. Strong skip pass for the wide open 3.
So a game high 10 points for Lauren Nicholson. Gives the Lightning a 4-point advantage. Farnworth going to the driving hard towards the basket. Almost got her own rebound, but Nicholson again, the Siebel MVP, coming off a wonderful off-season. looking for Coffey, maybe a bit too cute with the pass, and it might prove costly. McPhee to the basket. Well short in the end. Seacam does the rebounding, and they've done well to hold on to the basketball. Just behind Nicholson, uncontested shot, and almost a tired shot, Carly, on when she put that up. Still alive. A foul called right underneath the basket.
I think it's good to have a bit of a break in play. That felt like up and down, neither team taking really great shots or getting great looks. But I think now after the timeout, everyone's going to take a big deep breath. They'll regroup and we can come out and probably expect to see a little bit more execution.
Well, Chris Lucas, again, well, 12 months ago, he was given the all clear from kidney cancer. 2.5 benign tumour, 2.5 kilogram benign tumour found in his kidney, and now he's coaching the Adelaide Lightning here at the Bendat Basketball Centre.
So we get that outlet. Don't pull up. Let's explore the break first, okay? Run on the floor, drag screens. All right, get some looks here. End line ball. End line. Cap, you go opposite the ball. All right. Nia, you go on the block here. Who's guarding you? All right, so you're here, Nudes. All right, you guys stretch. All right, so we're going to look at, so you're inbound. Lozzie. Actually, no, Steph, you inbound, all right? Looking at the lob over the top. That's not on, into a handoff play. Then reverse the basketball. All right, got it? Short here. Right over the top.
So Lauren Nicholson had a wonderful start to this game. She had a wonderful off-season, winning the Siebel MVP for the most valuable player in that competition. She averaged 25 points per game in that competition, and now she's already up to 10 halfway through the second quarter. Very handy player for the Adelaide Lightning. Planeta for three. Too deep, but Seacamp off the reverse misses. Nasia Taylor brings it away. We saw Schragmeyer pull up for three in the first quarter. This time closely guarded by Blitzars. Farmworth again will attack the basket from the free throw line. Gets it to go. Seacamp in the blink of an eye, the look away pass to Nicholson to Blitzarves. That'd be sweet if it come off. It doesn't, but the hustle from Nicholson outstanding. Planeta gets it to go as well. Some wonderful plays.
Really good plays and big finish under pressure there. She had someone on either side of us, both players taller than her, still able to finish.
So the Lightning coming up with a response every time the Lynx challenge at the moment. So what have the Lynx got? Schragmeyer. Driving right, spinning around on the left. No avail. Again, another rebound for Nia Coffey. This time the pass to Planeta. Offensive foul called though on Nia Coffey.
I think that's the right call from the referee there. You could see Schragmeyer was in position. She was there nice and early, planted her feet. Straight contact, straight to the body. That's an offensive foul.
6 rebounds for Coffey to go with 9 points early. So getting it done at both ends of the court. Allen for McPhee. Steindl wide open for a deep three. That long arms of Maddie Allen comes to fruition there. Ebzery, Steindl, McPhee with 4 to shoot on the shot clock. Schragmeyer has to put it up. And nothing but oxygen.
It's a good defensive set from Adelaide, but they got away with a few mistakes in that play, actually. Steindl, on her scouting report, will be no open threes. There is no doubt about it. And they left her wide open at the top of the key, her favourite spot. Adelaide were lucky that that shot rimmed out.
Only had the 2 attempts so far. Kayla Steindl, 1 from 2 from beyond the arc. As Coffey with a deep 2 attempt. Falls a little to the left. 4-point lead for the Adelaide Lightning. Near to half-time. Steindl again. Another 3-point attempt. In and out. Chris Lucas has been pretty satisfied by what his team's put up so far in this first half. Some star guards, including Steph Blitzarves. She has the ball now. She's shooting and scoring. That is what Steph Blitzarves is capable of, a prolific scorer. And she already has 4 points for the Adelaide Lightning. Timeout called at the Bendat Basketball Centre. The Lightning led by 7 in the first. And now back out to a 6-point lead. Here's Andy Stewart.
Right, but out of swing. All right, so set the back screen, come up, reverse the ball, and go and post up again. We got that? Yep, and then she's going to come down, and let's look at an entry for her. And then you're looking at diving but staying out, okay? And you've still got passes everywhere, and take your time. Okay, we got that? Yeah, not on that last one. We run swing until Kayla finds the post, and then we enter the ball to her in the post. We got that? Yep, okay. And let's make sure, guys, what's happening is there's a yell for 10 on the clock, and then we start getting out of our plays. No, stay in it. Stay in it. We don't have to go ISO until 6 seconds. All right, just stay in that last 4 or 5 seconds.
Cool voice of reason, as always, is Andy Stewart. Always a very passionate Perth Lynx contingent that they play in front of for their home games, the Perth Lynx. The Adelaide Lightning handling the heat pretty well so far, Carly Wilson.
Yeah, they are. And Perth have been putting the heat on. They've been really upping their defensive pressure. Expect to see the ball go to Steindl in this play here. You heard her name mentioned a lot of time in this swinger play.
She's guarded by Coffey. She has the ball now. Man up immediately, and an offensive foul called against Steindl. A big win for the Lightning and Coffey on that occasion.
Coffey did well there just to keep her cool, hold her ground, but then also plant her feet. When you know you're in front like that and you've got position, if you plant your feet and actually, well, flop, you can often get the call. That was good defensive play.
They really clamped down on the flop, it has to be said though, Carly.
Yeah, that's true. You know, there has to be contact and there has to be enough contact to actually knock you over, and that's why planting your feet is so important. Otherwise, you can get that tech foul.
The textbook stuff from Nia Coffey defensively there. What can she do offensively? Planeta for 3. Very, very well short.
And unlike Planeta too,
yeah.
she's such a good three-point shooter, and we haven't seen her hit one tonight, but she has taken a few.
She's wide open too from the corner. Asia Taylor back on the court. Tough fadeaway. Again, great D from Coffey, and she gets the rebound. And might go all the way herself. What a play!
That was fantastic play. Started with the defensive pressure. You'll notice that they're now trapping the post. So they've been doing that a bit, probably not as effectively as it was just then, but every time the ball's going inside for the Perth Lynx, Adelaide are trapping it aggressively.
11.7 rebounds for Nia Coffey. And suddenly an 8-point lead, game-high 8-point lead for the Lightning. Taylor with 3 to shoot. Hits the ring, and on the offensive rebound, gets it to go. 2 very important points for Perth on the brink of half-time. Charge called on Nicole Seekamp, and she's flabbergasted.
I'm a little bit flabbergasted myself, to be honest. I'm not really sure what happened. Now let's take a look at the replay here. Well, normally if you've got the ball and you're penetrating, you really have to extend your arm right out in order for the ref to call that. They've obviously seen something that we can't see on the replay, but yeah, to me that looked pretty clean.
Katie Ray didn't put any mayonnaise on that, did she, either? Here's Schwagmeyer. A minute and a half left. Ebzery loses control and stepped out of bounds. Uncharacteristic from the Australian Opal. Couldn't recognise Katie Ray when you interviewed her before the game. She had her hair down, always wears the hair right up.
Yeah, she did.
Wonderful player for the Flames and the Opals, and now the Lynx. Here's Tyre with her first look. Her first possession is straight down the throat of Asia Taylor, and Ebzery makes almost amends. She will go to the line for 2 free throws. How many times did we see Ebzery and Taylor combine for the Sydney Uni Flames in the 2017-18 WNBL season? An exciting combination, and now Perth Lynx fans get to have a look at themselves this season, Carly.
Well, not just last season, the last couple of seasons we've seen them work so well together. So, yeah, it's exciting to see them both move over here to Perth, and what a good thing for the Perth fans.
Well, Andy Stewart said during the off-season that he reckons this is the most athletic roster that the Lynx have ever put together. And that the bonus is that they've actually got so many players that are interchangeable, so they're probably a little bit smaller overall in terms of average height. But he reckons they've got a squad that can cause a few headaches in 2018-19.
And I'd agree with that, and I think it's going to come from their defence, and that's what we've seen so far. When you've got across the board everyone around about the same height, you can switch, you can be aggressive, and you can really cause a headache.
Clydesdale had a promising first half for Adelaide. They switch it around to Nicholson, who already has 10 points on the afternoon. 4 to shoot. Davidson with a lob pass looking for Brooke, but in the end, McPhee got hands to the basketball. 2 seconds remaining to shoot, however, for Adelaide Lightning. Pirani, the catch and shoot now for Clydesdale. Puts up the prayer. Oh, my goodness. Thank you very much. The impossible shot goes in. And Amy Clydesdale with a wonderful shot and a confidence booster on the edge of half-time. Ebzery well off. And the Adelaide Lightning, despite the beats in the background, have silenced the Bendat Basketball Centre fans. Pirani for Clydesdale. Has she got one more big shot left? 7 to shoot on the shot clock, 8 overall. Pirani for 3. Off target. Out of bounds, just under 3 seconds remaining. It will be a Lynx ball. I'll try and get the miracle shot off. Looks like Schwagmeyer will be the one to take it. Chelsea Book getting a hand in there. Off the McPhee inbounds pass. Carly Wilson will be speaking with coaches at halftime. Farnworth with the prayer from half court. Good effort. Very good effort. But a bit too deep. But it's certainly been the Adelaide Lightning's half so far. In that second quarter, able to outscore the Lynx by 9 points and set up an 8-point advantage at half-time. And Carly Wilson is courtside with Perth coach Andy Stewart.
Andy, first 20 minutes down of WNBL 19, how are you seeing it?
Well, I'm seeing it as that we're eight down.
Yeah.
We're not really executing what we've been working on, and that's a little bit disappointing.
I think your defensive pressure has been really good, though. It's been disruptive to the Adelaide team. Is that something you're going to look to really, increase in the second half?
Well, I don't know that we can increase it. Fatigue will be a factor.
Yeah.
But that is part of our plan, is to be disruptive. But when we disrupt for 2 seconds left in the shot clock and they hit one from the corner, that hurts a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, best of luck in the second half. Thanks for chatting to us.
Thank you very much.
And also with me, I have Adelaide Lightning head coach Chris Lucas. Chris?
Ali, how are you?
I'm very well. Wow, 20 minutes down. Did you think you were going to be in this position?
Look, no, we've been training well, and I think we're doing some things well. There's some things we want to improve on, but that's the same as every team, isn't it? So at the moment, defensively, we've done it. We've defended as a team. I thought we've looked pretty good, but we're just getting some breakdowns, so just want to tidy that up.
Yeah, and it's always difficult when you get imports in that we haven't seen in the league before. But Coffee, she's undersized, but she's doing a fantastic job out there.
Yeah, no, she's a great athlete, isn't she? And she's still feeling her way and finding her role in the league. But that's going to take a bit of time. But she's a terrific athlete. But I'm happy with our balance in our group as well.
Excellent. Well, good luck in the second half.
Thanks very much, Carl.
Thank you to Chris Lucas and to Carly Wilson. It is the Adelaide Lightning by 8 points. We'll wrap up the first half and predict what's to come right after this.
My friends don't like you.
Welcome back to the Bendat Basketball Centre, where we've got a great game on our hands. It is the Adelaide Lightning, maybe a little bit of a mini upset at the moment, leading the Perth Lynx 39-31. WNBL life member Carly Wilson is beside me. It's been, we had to catch our breath a couple of times. Yeah. It's been very entertaining.
Very entertaining, and a lot of high pressure, high volume defence out there, causing some disruptions for both teams really offensively.
The numbers are pretty even overall, but rebounding has been certainly a big thing for the Adelaide Lightning so far. That's been huge for them.
Yeah, it has, and both teams are actually undersized. So rebounding, I think, is something that both teams are going to have to focus on in every single game to make sure that they don't get beaten by a lot in that category. But the other thing that's really happening is that the three-point shooting percentage is really up there for Adelaide. They've had some fantastic looks, and they've been able to hit them, while as Perth, they've had some open looks, but those threes aren't dropping for them.
This analysis all thanks to Chemist Warehouse match analysis for the Perth Lynx. Alison Schwagmeyer, she's a wonderful story to be playing for the Perth Lynx this afternoon, and she's done some really impressive things on the court.
She's been gutsy tonight. You know, we've hardly seen her in the WNBL. She played one game last season. Now she's out here like it's her 5th year. She's not taking a backward step. She's being aggressive on D. We see her steal here, and here, no hesitation, straight away, puts the three up and then says, come on, crowd, let's make some noise here.
She really did get the crowd behind her. Brittany McPhee is an important import for the Perth Lynx this season, and she's had an impressive start in red colours.
Yeah, she has, and this was one that I wasn't really sure what she was going to bring, but we can see she's penetrating a lot off the dribble, so she's getting to the rim. But the other thing that we've noticed is that she must consider herself a three-point shooter, because she missed a couple early, but when she got her opportunity to take another one after having just missed one, no hesitation, up it went, and she was able to knock it down.
She's going to be an important player for the Perth Lynx. You mentioned pre-game, Carly, that you wanted the Adelaide bigs to stand up. Well, Nia Coffey, hasn't she made an unbelievable impression in her first half in the WNBL?
Yeah, she has, and she's undersized. You know, you heard Chris Lucas speaking about it then. She's not huge in this league, but gee, she plays big, you know, and she's so athletic. She's able to hit that outside shot, but we've seen her be effective inside the key as well, and defensively. Here we see her, you know, worrying Asia Taylor out of those points and then going coast to coast, one end to the other, taking it, no problems at all.
Showing why she was such a top 10 pick in the WNBA. An Aussie favourite, though, Lauren Nicholson, coming off a Siebel MVP, making a statement here at the Bendat Basketball Centre.
Yeah, she has. She's been aggressive as well, and she's run the lane. She's finding that she's getting into the right spots at the right time, and that's a skill in itself. But the other thing she's been able to do is hit that three-point shot. So that's something here we see she's wide open. Bam, no hesitation. Perth are really going to have to look at that in the second half and make sure that they're all over her, no open threes for her.
Yeah, a bit to think about for Annie Stewart at halftime, no doubt about that. Let's revisit the wonderful effort by the Australian Opals recently, Carly, at the FIBA World Cup, and it was headlined by the player that dominated the WNBL last year in Liz Cambage. She averaged 28.8 points per game, but her game against Spain in particular was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was 33 points against a home crowd that was so loud. You can hear it right now, how loud the crowd was. I think we could hear it back in Australia. And to be able to you know, ignore all of that, and you know what, she was copying it from the Spanish crowd, to ignore all of that and step up and have such a big performance. I mean, what an achievement.
Her numbers were awesome right throughout the tournament. Clearly the leading point scorer throughout the tournament, 5 more points than the second best average scorer, Liz Cambage. Her numbers were awesome, but her reaction, I think, to that vociferous Spanish crowd meant every move that she had was meant with a lot of jeers, no doubt about that. The refs warned her, but her emotions, I think, left Australia a little bit exposed deep in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it did.
Now Nichols gets rejected. Not in my house, says Cambage. She's flirting with a technical, and she has just got it. She has picked up her 4th foul for taunting the crowd.
She is a character, isn't she?
She is, and we saw it last year in the WNBL. You know, she's a very emotional player, and it's won her fans and critics all over the world.
Well, it's been wonderful as well to see her do so well in the WNBA, making a big statement both on and off the court. She's been very vocal off the court in terms of the chasm between pay between males and females, but she's turning a lot of heads at the moment, Liz.
Yeah, she is. You know, she's larger than life, you know, in every sense of the word. So, yeah, it's great to see her doing so well.
They still won that game against Spain, and it led them to that gold medal game against the USA. They fell short on that occasion, but Carly, still to walk away with a silver medal is a wonderful achievement.
A wonderful achievement, and you know, we didn't get the result we were after, which was the gold medal, but so many positives to take out of that. And you know, one of those big things was the contribution that we had from our bench. In that gold medal game, we had 37 points from our bench players. That's well and truly over half our total score. So, you know, the most impressive out of those two were our youngsters in Ezzy McVegor and also Alana Smith.
Yeah.
So, you know, Alana actually top scored for us. You know, the child, the youngster, Alana Smith, top scoring with 10 points in the gold medal game of a World Cup. You know, things are looking bright for the Opals in the future.
No doubt about that. Katie Ray Ebzery was part of that team. We'll see her in action in the second half here at the Bendat Basketball Centre. Her Perth Lynx, though, are down by 8 points. Third quarter action coming up right after this.
Tell me all the things that you don't say, that you get on it.
Third quarter about to get underway between the Perth Lynx and the Adelaide Lightning. The visitors, the Lightning, holding an 8-point advantage at the moment over the home side, the Perth Lynx. What was an entertaining first half. WNBL life member Carly Wilson, three-time premiership player as well with the Capitals, alongside me for the call as Asia Taylor driving hard towards the basket. Farnworth in the end putting up the three-point shot, but Nia Coffey, Carly, starting the second half like she finished the first.
She's been very impressive in the first half. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, some big defensive plays.
Nicholson along the baseline on the reverse. How about that for a start for Adelaide?
Speaking of impressive, I mean, she's getting it done everywhere at the offensive end at the moment. It's so difficult to defend someone when they've got so many weapons to go to. She's a great three-point shooter, so you can't give her any space. No. But yet she can put it on the floor like that and get to the rim. It makes it so hard to guard.
Well, Nicholson was part of the Sydney Uni Flames 2016-17 championship alongside the likes of Asia Taylor. So she's got plenty of experience, the 25-year-old. She's got some great support as well in the likes of Blitzarves and Seacamp, who combine there to find Lauren Nicholson. Planetta, Nicholson, Coffey, Seacamp, top of the key with 10 to shoot. Inside. Wonderful finish, Nicole Seacamp.
Geez, she made that look easy. Slow motion, jab fake one way.
And Katie Ray Ebzery, butterfingers straight through the usually reliable hands. A couple of times we've seen Katie Ray fumble today. Spent it before she had it, Katie Ray Ebzery. And Planetta at the other end, putting up the shot, will go to the line. Again, Katie Ray Ebzery hitting the floor. This Lightning side, so impressive, so slick offensively this afternoon.
Yeah, that's right. Early on, we saw in the first half, they weren't handling the pressure that well from Perth, but they've certainly turned the corner with that, and they're handling it now. Their execution has been spot on, and it looks like they're getting the ball to exactly who they're meant to be when they're running each play.
So Colleen Planetta with a couple of free throw shots, her third season with the Lightning. Played all around the world as well, played in Portugal, Greece, Germany, Luxembourg. Pretty exotic spots around the world. It'll always be nice on Australian winter time. Steindl for Taylor, one-on-one with Planetta. Left hand finish good. Need a big lift from Asia Taylor, the Lynx, in this second half. She's up to 8 points, team high 8 points for the Lynx. Coffey will go to the line.
Andy Stewart's not happy about that. I think he feels like there probably wasn't enough contact in that to draw a foul.
It's almost like she jumped over both opponents. She's that athletic.
If we look at the replay here, yeah, she did that exactly. She's jumped and split both defenders and gone straight through the middle. That's a tough play and a smart play to make sure that you draw the foul and get to the free throw line.
12 points for Nia Coffey. And that will stay at that ledger as well. Comes some good basketball pedigree as well, Nia Coffey. Father played for the University of Minnesota and even played a few games for the Minnesota Timberwolves in the early 1990s. Here's Schwagmeyer for three. A long rebound, though, allows McPhee an opportunity. Schwagmeyer another 14 seconds. Steindl for three. Nothing dropping for the Lynx at the moment, and everything sticking in Nia Coffey's hands. Unfortunately, steps out of bounds.
We've seen that defensive pressure from Adelaide where they're trapping the low post. That's continued now in the second half. Perth have done well to be able to find a good pass out of the trap, but until they can knock down a three, they're not going to be able to punish Adelaide for that type of defence.
McPhee gets the two, but you're right, they're only going at 20% from beyond the arc at the moment, the Lynx, whereas Adelaide are going at 38%. Naturally, there's a big differential in the field goal percentage. Planetta again falling well short in the three-point shot, follows up her own play, but again, not making the distance with that three-point shot. Schwagmeyer spinning out, falling short. And those guards combined, Seekamp and Blitzarves. Pass was off timing in the end. Didn't matter for Coffey, who still had time to gather and put up the shot and earn the foul.
She was in the air for so long that it didn't matter that the pass didn't quite get there in time. She was still able to bring it down with her.
You're a bit taken aback by the Lightning's performance so far, Carly. I think we expected a competitive game, but for the Lightning to be 13 points up, soon to be 14 or 15.
Look, to be honest with you, I am, because obviously they've lost a few of their bigs, and as I spoke about earlier, I was concerned about who was going to fill that gap for them, who was going to be their big men that have stepped up. Well, we've seen that. We've seen that with Coffey. She's doing more than enough right now. But also things like having your head coach missing for the whole of pre-season.
Yeah.
You know, Chris Lucas was away at the World Cup as an assistant coach for the Australian Opals. That's a difficult thing to handle as an assistant coach. You know, I can speak from experience here. Our head coach, you know, Paul Goris was overseas with the Australian Opals. It's difficult, you know, but they've done really well. They've obviously put a lot in place, and I think they may even be impressed with themselves how well they're going in these first three quarters.
Turnover against the Lynx on offense on that occasion. The 3-second violation called. Asia Taylor, a lot of luck going her way at the moment. The 8 points for her. Planetta. Oh, Coffey, so strong. Sends Steindl to the floor as well. Making a statement in game one of the Chemist Warehouse WNBL.
Just caught a glimpse of Planetta also having a little bit of a giggle at herself then after that shot. I think she didn't quite get the footing she was hoping for and just thought, oh, I'll pop this up and hopefully someone will get the rebound. Coffey was there to clean it up for her.
Get the feeling that Coffey might be doing a fair bit of cleaning up throughout the year on the offensive and defensive glass. Foul called on Seekamp as Ebzery tried to drive. Two teammates from the Opals earlier this season, Ebzery and Seekamp, part of that Commonwealth Games gold medal team.
It's a smart foul here from Seekamp. You've got to be careful if you're the last person back when you foul. It can be an unsportsmanlike, but here she used her body rather than her hand. Tried to slow that player down, so it meant that they didn't get a fast break wide open layup.
Well, Schwagmeyer got some separation on Seekamp, but can't make it count. And Coffey again raising up, bringing down the board with aggression. Nicholson somehow finds a way. Great block though from McPhee, and the Lynx get the ball back too. Just 22 years of age, Brittany McPhee. Doing it defensively there, just getting a hand in. So she actually trained Brittany McPhee with Sammy Whitcomb at the Seattle Storm. It's a big reason why she's found her way to the Lynx. Here she is getting the rebound, losing control. Blitzarves, one-on-one with Farmworth. And well read by the veteran. Get out of my house.
Don't think Blitzarves was happy with this. She wants the foul, but if we look at that replay, it was pretty clean. There may have been some body contact, but I think when there's two people there like that and you can see that the block itself is clean, you can often get away with it.
How many blocks do you reckon Tony Farnworth's had over her journey?
Yeah, look, it's probably not on her scouting report, but gee, she got it done then.
4 blocks to the Lynx, most of them via Maddie Allen. Shot from Seacamp rims out, but Davidson there to pick up the crumbs. Clydesdale's had the hot hand today. Was that a pass or a shot? Seacamp will take it, and so will Steph Blitzarves.
Wow. Some big plays there from Adelaide, but probably mostly their offensive rebounding. You know, when you're down, if you're the Perth Lynx right now, the most important thing is securing possession. If you're able to worry Adelaide into a miss, you have to secure that possession so you don't give them another look. 16-point lead for the Lightning. And they've got another opportunity offensively now. Clydesdale streaming down the court. Blitzarves cannot miss at the moment. She is feeling it, and they did well to find her. That's the best thing that you can do. You go to the well until the well runs dry. She's just hit a 3. Looking for her again. They did a great job to get her the wide open look.
Foul called on the Lightning, but 19 points at the moment in favour of the Adelaide side. What an incredible performance in the second and third quarter. Quite an even first quarter. But since quarter time, they have been dominant. Just the 15 points for the Lynx, whereas the Lightning have been able to put on 35. Certainly in position A as we head to a timeout halfway through the third quarter. Chris Lucas was very happy when he spoke to Carly Wilson at halftime. I reckon he might be even happier now.
Be aware of the defensive change. If they come out in zone, go hand, okay? You've got a corner shot or post end or jump shot. Okay, if it's man to man, go 3. Actually, we'll do that. We'll go 3 side, away from Steph's side. So you're the lead post, P. Okay, Steph's going to curl on the first one, on the second one. Then find her here, okay? But then open up to the ball through there, P. All right? Great rebounding, mate. All right? Work on transition. They're going to collapse in. And Cap, where are you? By running that or drags or step-ups is creating open space. All right? So keep great team D here. Great team D. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, start.
Well, anytime you add a player of the calibre of Steph Blitzarves to your roster, you're looking pretty strong. She's a wonderful scorer, Steph, and she's showing why this afternoon, Carly.
It's a beautiful 3-point shot when she gets going. She missed a couple early, but she's confident. She knows that she's put in the work and she's able to hit down those shots. And what I also like, which we spoke about before, is that Adelaide looked for her. You know, you see that missing in a lot of teams when someone's hot and then they don't see the ball for a couple of plays. She hit the 3. They went to her on the very, very next play.
She was also part of that Commonwealth Games gold medal side. Coffey raising up and sending it to the line. She can't do anything wrong at the moment there. Coffey doing it offensively and defensively. So what have the Lynx got? Not too often in recent years they've been down by nearly 20 points on their home court. Challenge today. Aggressive drive from Farnworth, but it just doesn't go. You won't see Tony Farnworth backing down at any stage the afternoon. Not a lot of luck for the Lynx to this afternoon. Clydesdale. Coffey driving. Being blocked again, though, by Allen. And the Lynx win the basketball back. Have a look here. Maddie Allen getting a hand in there, her 3rd of the afternoon.
We're going to need to see more from that from Perth. When you're down by this many points, you're not going to win it by outscoring them. You have to play good D, and you've got to string stops together. You've got to swing the momentum in your favour by locking down, playing good D. And you often hear coaches say things like, let's get the next 3 stops. That's something that Perth will be looking to do now.
Taylor with a rare 3-point shot. She didn't have a great 3-point percentage last year, Asia Taylor. A rare opportunity in terms of attempting on that occasion. Coffey. Blitzarves. Nicholson with 10 to shoot. Davidson underneath the rim, but stepped out of bounds.
That's 2 stops in a row for Perth. You would have heard Chris Lucas in the timeout say, now watch for the defensive change. They might go to a zone, and that's exactly what they've done. You saw then they were sitting back in the zone, so it's a quite a different look for the man-to-man play. And here they were able to force that long pass that was a little bit off. They get their second stop in a row, hopefully a score.
And he must have been millimetres over the line.
Yeah.
Davidson. Schwagmeyer and Ebzery. Back to Schwagmeyer. Drew the defence. Can't nail it. And those talls are standing up for the Adelaide Lightning. Mia Coffey foul against Schwagmeyer.
Very interested in this replay. Look, to me, oh, it's a tough one, isn't it?
Was she set?
She wasn't set, but she was right there. That's a really tough call because I think who created the contact then? It's definitely Coffey. Her feet might not have been set, but sometimes they don't need to be when the contact's right smack in the middle of the body. You know, we've got to go with what the refs say because they have the better look than us, but gee whiz, that's a tough one.
Schwagmeyer certainly hit the floor hard. You get the feeling that's not going to be the only defensive player who's going to hit the floor hard from a near Coffey drive this season.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Talk about making a statement in your first game down under. That's what Nia Coffey has done this afternoon. At high school, she was an All-American. At college, she was rewarded with first team All-Big Ten honours. So she has wonderful pedigree and a wonderful CV. Here's the lady from St. Paul, Minnesota. 15 points for Nia Coffey. And the Lightning with a very, very handy advantage. She deserves a sub on the bench, I think, as well, Nia Coffey.
She's earned her rest, that's for sure.
It's quite a interesting time for the Lynx. Backs against the wall. Steindl for three. Huge.
From Steindl, and they're the veteran players, you know, when you desperately need a score, you need a big play, those are the sort of players that step up.
Now it's about winning it back on offense as quickly as possible. Blitzarves in an awkward position. Davidson for Clydesdale. For Nicholson, this offense is running hot, and Steph Blitzarves is right at the fore of it. Offensive rebound gives the Lightning another opportunity. Moving it around the top of the arc. Clydesdale off target. Now Schwagmeyer. Ebzery. Schwagmeyer to Steindl. She loves the three-point shot. That is why.
She is feeling it. Back-to-back threes from Steindl, the veteran, stepping up right when her team needs her.
And just like that, 6 points taken off the differential between these two sides. A couple of big Kayla Steindl three balls. And the margin is reduced here at the Bendat Basketball Centre. Nearing three-quarter time, here's Andy Stewart.
Right, we're in man, we're in trap right now. Okay, they're inbounding the ball from the baseline. Huh? Yeah, we can do whatever we want. So you go and match up with whatever you want, but the third person has got to be sitting around here ready to go. We got that? Yep, okay, we got it. We commit to it. Yep, okay, then we stay in man, and you stay in man until I yell out two. And then we're back into this zone. And stay busy in this zone. And just keep running them off the line and knowing that you got four people backing you up. We all got that? Yep, okay. Hey, on this next set, I want you to really hit her girl. All right, so an away screen, get her girl, and then pop up, see if we can get another one.
Well, just like that, Carly, you know all about it. What a couple of big three balls can do when your back's against the wall.
Yeah, absolutely, and they did well to find her. Same as Adelaide before, but this time Perth have gone, we need some big scores here. Steindl's hot, we'll get her the ball, and she was able to finish. And it's really important because, as we spoke about before, Perth have to get some stops now. They have to string stops together. They threw in their zone, and it was disruptive. They were able to get a few stops in a row because Adelaide couldn't convert and hit that three-point shot to burst them out of their zone. They've gone back to man now, but you heard Andy Stewart in the timeout talk about when he makes the two call, back into the zone.
Foul against Kayla Steindl on that occasion as Davidson tried to push her way through to the basket. Just a reaching foul there from Kayla Steindl. So Asia Taylor checking back in, Steindl checking out. Taylor with the 8 points. Also has 3 fouls to her name. That's the 4th foul for Kayla Steindl, as Davidson hits her first free throw.
That's going to hurt Perth as well. You know, Steindl, as we've spoken about, is the one that's really stepped up in the last few plays. So who's going to step up now? Who are they going to go to? You'd imagine that they'd be wanting Asia Taylor to really step up. Katie Ebzery maybe to hit a few threes.
Just over a minute remaining. Allen with a big drive. Taylor with the hustle, but no ball. Brooke on the counter. And those guards will go to work around the perimeter. Blitzarves has Clydesdale and Nicholson on the outer side. Davidson inside. Perth forced a turnover. Ebzery for Schwagmeyer. McPhee's a confident shooter. Allen back to Ebzery. 10 to shoot. In good hands. Asia Taylor for Schwagmeyer. She drives. No foul called. Still a Lynx ball, but just the 2 seconds on the shot clock. Gee, wouldn't the Lynx love a basket or two just before the 3/4 time buzzer? Been able to just reduce this margin. But it's been tough going for Katie Ray Ebzery and her Perth Lynx. 2 to shoot. Taylor has to put up a prayer, and she runs out of time.
That was great D by Adelaide. Sometimes it's really tough when there's only a few seconds left. You know the shot's going to go. You'll often see plays, defensive plays switch every screen when there's only a few seconds left. They did well to do that, but then also double the post and put Asia Taylor under way too much pressure. She couldn't even get the shot off.
So 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. No foul called against Nicholson. 3-point shot went up. And the Lightning still have a chance. Foul called against Maddie Allen as Planeta tried to pass off.
Ladies, fill them up now, please. Thank you.
8 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 7. Well, there was 7 on the shot clock, but that's now wiped. As Planeta will be holding or heading to the free throw line, as the Lynx are now in the bonus. Colleen Planeta spent 4 years at Point Loma Nazarene University. Won first All-American honours 3 times. And since coming to Australia, she's been a star at Big V level. 2 league championships, 3 MVPs. And she's made a name for herself with the Lightning over the past couple of years. Doesn't go. So Schwagmeyer and the Lynx with 4 seconds. What can they muster? Kicks it out for McPhee, who puts up a prayer. And no good. And the Adelaide Lightning are looking the goods at 3/4 time. A bit of a shock here at the Bendat Basketball Centre, with Adelaide leading the Perth Lynx at 3/4 time by 16 points. 4th quarter action right after this. Welcome back to the Bendat Basketball Centre, where the Adelaide Lightning sending a message to the rest of the Chemist Warehouse WNBL, leading the Perth Lynx, the team that finished on top of the WNBL ladder last year, by 17 points. Since quarter time, Carly Wilson, the Lightning have scored 38 points to the Lynx's 20.
And it's felt like that, you know, it's really felt like Adelaide have had control of this game. Really the whole time there's been, they weathered the storm, you know, Perth came back in that 3rd quarter, they threw in the zone and it really did cause a bit of disruption, but really Adelaide have had momentum this whole time.
The Bendat Basketball Centre fans on their feet. Turnover from the Lightning. They've been deadly on the fast break. Blitzarves, Nicholson, Planeta, the same names combining who have done the damage right throughout the afternoon. Coffey for Nicholson, who's had the hot hand from beyond the arc all afternoon.
Great pass from Coffey. You know, she saw that player. She saw Nicholson open in her eye line, shot that pass through like a bullet. It went straight to her. Nice knockdown three from Nicholson.
Wonderful effort from Nicholson as McPhee with the quick reply at the other end. But Lauren Nicholson certainly been an important part of the Lightning over the past 2 years. Had 1 year with the Sydney Uni Flames, but amongst the likes of Seacamp and Blitzarves and Clydesdale, showing she can't be underestimated. Seacamp almost wide open. Oh, it's far too easy. And Planeta, that's a golden opportunity, go begging. And Seacamp loses control. Gee, they got away with that one there, the Lynx.
Let's go, Lynx!
And that's 15 offensive rebounds for Adelaide, and that's the difference right now. Perth are sitting in the zone. They're trying to cause some disruption, but if you cannot secure possession after the defensive play, you're going to make it really hard for yourself when you're giving Adelaide multiple bites at the cherry.
Taylor got rid of her opponent, hit the shot, and won the foul as well, and can go to the line and complete the three-point play.
We got a minor shot coming up at the line.
If Perth are going to come back in this fourth quarter, I think it's going to be on the shoulders of Asia Taylor. She's feeling it now. You could see that she's hit that three-point play. Well, hopefully what will be a three-point play. We've seen her take games before and just go, come on team, jump on my shoulders, let's go. Perth are going to get it done. That's how it's going to get done.
It's an important final quarter for the Lynx and Asia Taylor. She misses her free throw shot, but Steindl, well, make that a four-point play. Even better.
What a finish from Steindl.
So the Lynx juice the margin as Planeta puts up the shot from the corner. Every time the Lynx challenge Carly, the Lightning come up with a response. Taylor. Deep two attempt. Good D from Lauren Nicholson again. Blitzarves lobs it to Seacamp. Guarded closely by Ebzery. Hasn't been Ebzery's day offensively today. Planeta to Blitzarves. Oh my goodness! You are going nowhere near the ring, Steph Blitzarves.
Huge defensive play from Asia.
As emphatic as it gets.
She's angry. She's not happy with her team being down by this many points. She wants the win. I will be very surprised if she doesn't make something happen in this next play.
If that's the team lifter the Lynx needed, my goodness. What a way to do it.
Good here.
Schwagmeyer thinks about the two. Steindl loves a three-point shot. Off target, but Taylor with a strong offensive board. And foul call. Ball will be still in the possession of the Lynx. With the score 63-47 in favour of the Lightning at the moment. Nicholson takes a rest for the Adelaide Lightning. With 15 points to her name, equal game high points with Nia Coffey, who has 15 as well. 14 for Steindl for the Lynx. McPhee with 6 to shoot. Steindl. Taylor has to put it up now. Oh, what a pass! Look away to Schwagmeyer. Team chemistry at its best.
Great pass, great vision there to be able to see out of the double. What happened with Adelaide then? How do you leave someone wide open, right under the rim?
Taylor fooled everyone. And now the Lynx have got some momentum. McPhee forces the turnover. And Asia Taylor is inspiring this side back into the contest. She drives and will go to the line. She's lifted in this fourth quarter.
She certainly has, and we've seen her do this before. We saw her do this at her last club, Sydney Uni. And I think tonight she's felt that her team needs something. So here's what she's done. Look away pass.
Makes it look easy.
Where are you, Adelaide?
No good for Asia Taylor on the first attempt at the free throw line. 2 from 4. Make that 3 from 5 for the afternoon for Asia Taylor. Back to a 13-point ball game. And a full-court press is on. Planetta's behind. Coffey sees her and makes the most. It was a gamble from the Lynx and unfortunately didn't come off.
That's the best way to kill momentum. You know, Adelaide have struggled the last few plays with Perth's zone. It's a good way to get the crowd out of the game as well. Secure possession, 1-2 passes, wide open transition layup.
5 for 12 from the field today, Colleen Planetta. Hasn't been her day. Schwagmeyer for 3. Nothing but 0-2. And the experience of Steph Blitzarves and Amy Clydesdale, the former Rangers, calming down the offensive play. Seacamp with 8 to shoot. Well, uncontested in the end, she says. Thanks very much. When she's on, Nicole Seacamp, she's one of the best players in the country. Looking forward to seeing her right throughout the Chemist Warehouse WNBL season. Wonderful spin from Schwagmeyer, and off the glass gets it to go.
They're just hanging on here, Perth. Adelaide have got a pretty good lead, but with their home crowd behind you, this is not a lead that will definitely go unanswered, but Perth have to string some stops together.
It's a passionate home crowd as well, the Lynx. Still full of voice. Pass comes off for Planetta, and she will go to the line for a 3-point play.
She's just so reliable, Planetta. You know, she's got a good 3-point shot. It might not have been coming off as much tonight, but see how she just manages to get herself in the right positions, and the team are finding her. But not only is she getting in the right position, she's able to finish those shots under pressure.
She's gone 6 from 13 on the afternoon, Colleen Planetta, for 15 points. 3 Lightning players now have 15 points. Planetta, Coffey and Nicholson. And there's a bit to think about for Andy Stewart and the Perth Lynx.
Right, okay. Our pursuit's nowhere near hard enough. We just, you know, they made 2 passes and we still didn't get there. So, anyway, hey, I just want you to go for it off the catch, just for the next 2 possessions. All right, so wherever you catch the ball, I want you to create out of that. I want you to pull through and go, or I want you to drive and dip. But I want you to start getting some action happening very quickly, right? Just for the next 2 possessions. We got that? And then we go back to a snap set. Got it? Just for 1. Snap, yep. Got it? Just gives a different look. Has everybody got me? We're in full court, man to man. Yep, suck up the lip. Suck it up, let's go.
Andy Stewart, pretty blatant, suck it up, he says to his troops. As we have a look at the Perth Lynx, 20 from 60, Carly Wilson, from beyond the field, but it's been from beyond the perimeter where they've really struggled this afternoon.
Yeah, it has, and you can see when they do go inside, they have been pretty effective. There's a lot of green basketballs there in the key, and that's what I think they need to stick with in this last 5 minutes of the game. They've got to go to Asia Taylor inside. When the double comes, she can kick it out to Steindl to shoot a 3. Hopefully open off the double team and knock it down.
So Planetta completes the 3-point play, and 70 to 52 in favour of the Lightning. Lynx have got to make up 18 points in 5 minutes. Very tough task on paper. Ebzery for Farnworth. McPhee thinks about putting it up. Tough shot in the end. He doesn't even catch any contact with the rim. That's how the game has played out. Very even first quarter. But those second and third quarters from the Lightning, 38 points to 20 in those middle 2 terms, proving the difference. Seacamp. Sees Planetta on the outer side. Blitzarves with 3 to shoot on the turnaround. Very tough shot. Keeps it alive. Just got the shot off before the buzzer went. Sharp hands from Clydesdale, couldn't find Coffey though. Katie Ray Ebzery, only 3 points for her this afternoon. 0 from 3 from beyond the arc, so not a good start for her to the Lynx, but Tony Farnworth, the veteran, with a nice layup. 2 for 9 from the field for Farnworth this afternoon. Taylor just overshot her defensive play there. Blitzars calls for the screen. Planetta, well, that's far too easy. And in the end, Taylor and McPhee came a little bit too aggressively on Nia Coffey.
Planetta had the shot herself. You'll see here she passed up her shot to do that extra pass. Sometimes comes off, but in this instance, she probably would have been better to have taken the shot herself because she was so open.
They have been very selfless this afternoon, the Adelaide Lightning. When you look at the assist tally, 19-8 in favour of the Lightning over the Lynx. And when you have such good guards, it was so good when it comes to feeding teammates, Carly. That's so handy for Chris Lucas.
Yeah. Their ball movement today has been so impressive. This is a fairly new team, well, a very new team, and yet they look like they've been playing together for a number of seasons.
And as you mentioned, Chris Lucas barely been there for the pre-season due to national duties. Still an 18-point lead. Ebzery, McPhee for 3. Steinel, very aggressive off the offensive glass. She hasn't stopped trying all afternoon for the Lynx. And great hustle as well from Schwagmeyer to force a jump ball. Will be a Lightning ball, though.
Possession arrow goes to the Lightning.
It's that aggression that we've seen from Alison Schwagmeyer. Remarkable story that she's playing with the Lynx. She debuted in 2017 as an injury replacement for Courtney Williams, Schwagmeyer, but due to complications with permanent residency, she wasn't an unrestricted free player on the Lynx roster, but now she's an Aussie permanent resident as of February, and because of that, she's an unrestricted player on the Lynx roster. She's had a wonderful off-season at the State Basketball League in Western Australia, winning her 3rd straight MVP honour. Lightning with 2 to shoot. Has to go up now, Coffey, but she ran out of time. Miscommunication amongst the Lightning on that occasion.
Yeah, I think so. I think Seacamp was actually looking for Clydesdale in the corner, who would have had a lot of time and space to get a 3-point shot off, but instead it ended up going to Coffey, who unfortunately didn't have the time to get the shot out.
The timeout called by Andy Stewart and the Perth Lynx. It's a 20-point lead with just over 2.5 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter. The second game of the 2018-19 Chemist Warehouse WNBL, and it's going to be a great afternoon for Chris Lucas and the Adelaide Lightning.
We know they're going to come up full court. Just get into our slipping, as our split. Okay, break back, dead ball, guard inbound. If you take it out of the net, just you take it out straight away and split, okay, and then break back to the middle. Now, they may double the ball wherever now. They'll chase, okay? They'll chase. Just keep it moving. I think your patience has been excellent, okay? 40 series if you've got. Just go 40 series just so we get the ball moving, all right? Don't let the ball stick and be clock aware. Still be aggressive. Still be aggressive. You got a layup, take the layup. You got an open shot late, take the shot. All right, way to go.
1, 2, 3, straight.
Well, the Adelaide Lightning this afternoon have been just as efficient and impressive from beyond the arc as what they have been inside the perimeter, Carly Wilson, and a healthy field goal percentage goes a long way to winning a basketball game.
Yeah, it certainly does, especially when the other team is sitting in a zone, which we've seen Perth do quite a bit in this second half. When you're facing a zone, you have to be able to hit outside shots. And Adelaide have come up with the goods time after time.
Just over 2.5 minutes remaining in this game. Steiner with a deep 3 off the catch and shoot. McPhee keeps it alive. Taylor for 3. That's a nice shot. A rare 3-point basket made for Asia Taylor. Blitzars at the other end is fouled from behind by Katie Ray Ebzery.
Adelaide have done that well all game. They've converted from defence to offence very, very quickly, and it's caught Perth out a number of times where they haven't been back on defence. They haven't had the numbers back, and it's meant that Adelaide have been able to get fast break points.
So 17 seconds here for the Lightning. In that basketball centre, certainly hasn't lost its volume. Still right behind its side. Seacamp tries to shut him up, though, with that three-point attempt. Strong from Schwagmeyer off the glass. Oh, she's done that spin so well today. And then the right-hand reverse.
That was a phenomenal play. How did she not fall over at the end of that pirouette? Fantastic. What a finish.
She's essentially replaced Sammy Whitcomb in this Perth Lynx roster lineup. She's going to be exciting to watch. Came off the bench today. But she'll play lots of minutes for the Lynx this season. Coffey, catch and shoot. Allows Steindl to come through. So 13-point advantage for the Lightning. Schwagmeyer for Farnworth for three. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Tony Farnworth reduces the margin to 10 points with a minute and a half remaining. It's just turns around so quickly. So Andy Stewart be pretty satisfied with that last couple of plays. Here he is now with his troops.
Totally. You got that? So the girl on the ball's not playing D. She's over here. Does that make sense? Yep. Whoever's got the ball, that person's playing guarding the basket. Every other person is face guarding the ball. We all got it. Yep, we need to bring her out. Okay.
Loop. Okay, just standard loop, all right? P will go you opposite the inbound pass, so you're coming into this. Just play out of it. We don't have to shoot it early. Yeah, the old loop. Corner, weak side, and play out of it. Okay? If we get a late clock, bring it into a thumbs action, all right? And then climb on the glass. 3 balls and containment in transition. Okay, let's go.
A little bit to think about for Chris Lucas. Here's that wonderful move from Alison Schwagmeyer, the right-hand finish as well. So 1 minute 29 seconds remaining, Carly Wilson. As we see Farnworth hit that three. How long is 1 minute and 29 seconds really in basketball?
It can be a really long time, especially when you can get stops, but also convert quickly. So you'll see that Perth won't want to be wasting a lot of time now when they get possession. They're not going to be wanting to run a full 24-second shot clock. They're going to need to score, and they're going to need to score quickly.
So Adelaide, ball in good hands in Nicole Seacamp. She's got the moves, and she's got the finish as well. That's a star of Australian basketball right there. Steiner will shoot for three. Hit too deep. Coffey gives it up. Schwagmeyer, quick reply.
That's exactly what they need. They've got to get scores every single time. Offensive rebounds gives them that second bite at it. That was a great job by Schwagmeyer.
There's that differential in the rebounds, plus 11 in favour of the Lightning. Blitzards guarded by Katie Ray Ebzery. Gets a screen from Davidson, pulls up, hits the deck, misses, but strong from Coffey. She's been doing that all afternoon, and you couldn't have asked for a much more impressive WNBL debut. She's arguably, Carly, been the difference between the two sides today. Her presence at both ends of the court has been a big difference between these two sides.
Get in a lot deeper, a lot earlier. Kayla, you're here. Go to set an away screen, all right? I want both girls to get right in on her, right in deep on the screen. We got that? If they jump out, Asia, then you just ask for the ball in the post. We all got that. I don't care what score we get. Okay, got it? Yep, get a 2 or a 3. Hey, and then we're looking for steals. We're not looking for fouls. We're looking for steals. Hey, we all got
Yep. Off the bounce. But everyone's switching here. Okay, offensively, 5 out. 5 out. P, you're running into thumbs. Spread the floor. Climb on the O-glass. Nice job.
So as you can see, 2 fouls to give for both sides, so that might come into play over the next 40 seconds. Just that finish, though, from Nicole Seacamp really just sucked the life out of the Lynx just when they were coming.
Here we go.
In the pressure situations, you want your star standing up, and that's what Nicole Seacamp did. Bend that basketball centre on its feet. Farnworth for 3. Gee, that looked good off band. And now we're getting in towards territory for the Lightning. where they can enjoy it. Davidson gets her first points from the field. She's up to 3 to go with a free throw. And the Adelaide Lightning will commence their season in fine style. Schwagmeyer for Farnworth. Great pass for Taylor, who gets a bonus basket at the end. Timeout called by Chris Lucas of the Adelaide Lightning. A 12-point differential between the two sides. The Lynx haven't given up right throughout this fourth quarter. That three-quarter time differential was always going to be hard to catch up on. It was a 16-point lead. And now it stands at 12 points.
Other side. Right, go. Nia, your ball side, okay? P, your opposite. 2 guards are here. I want Nudes, you inbound the ball, okay? You 2 guards split at the same time, you screen across, okay? You're coming high, P. Okay, I want to switch and throw it over the top. All right, we haven't got it. Spread out. All right, you got it? Okay, you guys got to go hard. All right, go.
Here's that pass from Tony Farnworth. 7 years of Lynx experience on display there. Co-captain of the Perth side. One of the most respected players in the Chemist Warehouse WNBL. 15 seconds for the Lightning. Seacamp looking for coffee, and it almost came off. Off hands though, and the Lynx will get one last chance to put up a basket. But it has been the Adelaide Lightning's day. Finished 5th in the WNBL last season, just missed out on the playoffs. And today, in their first game of the season, the Adelaide Lightning send a message to the competition. 78 to 66 point winners over the Perth Lynx, the #1 side last year, the Perth Lynx, throughout the regular season. And this new look team under one of the best coaches in the league in Chris Lucas, looking promising. 19 points for Nia Coffey to go with 15 rebounds. 3 other players in double figures as well for the Adelaide Lightning. 15 for Nicholson, 16 for Planeta. And for Andy Stewart's Lynx, they also had 4 players in double figures.
You can stick around for the Perth Lynx.
But that second and third quarter efforts from the Adelaide Lightning proving too strong for the Perth Lynx. And Carly Wilson is courtside with the player of the match, and what a debut it was from Nia Coffey.
Nia Coffey, what a fantastic game from you guys today. It's always a really big confidence boost when you get that first win, but especially on the road.
Yeah, we're just really happy with the way we're playing. I think we took playing together to heart in preseason, so just seeing it come together for this first game is good.
Yeah, but individually from you, double-double, 19 points, 15 rebounds. That's a huge first game.
I think a lot of that had to do with my teammates. We did a good job of playing together, getting each other open shots. I think we really focused on rebounding, so that all helped to come together for my game as well.
I thought your ball movement tonight was fantastic, which is impressive considering you haven't been together that long. You've got a pretty new look team, and you had a missing head coach all pre-season.
Yeah, and we're also missing our other teammate, Kelly Alexander. She's our 5 center, so we really want to focus on playing together. We understand that we're down with Kayla being down, but if we play together and play our game, we'll be fine.
Yeah, you guys are really impressive tonight. So if we look ahead to Townsville, not sure if you heard much about Townsville, but there's going to be some more travel involved. So what does the next few days in terms of recovery look like for you guys?
I think we're just going to focus on getting home, getting healthy, recovering tomorrow, and then start preparing for Townsville on Monday.
Sounds good. Well, welcome to Australia. You were fantastic tonight in Game 1, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Carly, and thank you to Nia Coffey as well. A super impressive debut from her and a super Game 1 from the Lightning. We'll be back to wrap it all up right after this.
Come on,
Great start for the Adelaide Lightning in their WNBL campaign for 2018-19. A 78-66 victory over the Perth Lynx at the Bendat Basketball Centre. And Carly Wilson, every time Perth challenged, Adelaide had an answer.
Yeah, Adelaide really had control of this game for really the 4 quarters. They weathered the storm whenever Perth went hard at them with some defensive pressure, but Adelaide too good.
Time now for our Chemist Warehouse match analysis as we have a look at the match stats for the game. Assist-wise, the Adelaide Lightning brought their teammates into the game right throughout the afternoon.
Well, we spoke about it all throughout the game. Their ball movement was so impressive. It looked like they'd been playing together for years when in fact they're pretty much a brand new team. So that's something that's only going to get better and better. But that's what leads to so many assists, so many wide open looks.
4 players had double-figure points for the Lightning. 2 of them were Lauren Nicholson and Nia Coffey, who you spoke to post-game. 2 key factors in today's victory.
They really were, and the team went to them at the right times. Both of them super impressive and able to score all over the court. You see sometimes that players come in and they're really good at one aspect, not so good at the other. Both of these players were hitting threes, penetrating, getting to the rim, but also posting up. They were everywhere. Both of them everywhere tonight.
Their ability, certainly Nia Coffey's ability, off the glass in particular, that jumping, that's going to be a force to be reckoned with the Lightning this year.
It really is, and she's undersized. You know, we didn't see it as much tonight because both teams were quite short, but against other teams, she is going to be undersized, but I don't think it's going to stop her from pulling down, double-figure rebounds.
Well, it was her first double-double in the WNBL in her first game, and it certainly could be one of many for Nia Coffey for the Adelaide Lightning in 2018-19 in the Chemist Warehouse WNBL. Next week, we will be broadcasting on a Sunday afternoon. We're